What is your idea of the perfect weekend? It probably involves relaxing, maybe doing something you love, or spending time with friends or family. Well, what about grabbing 3 of my friends and driving 7 hours to the Adirondack Mountain range, hiking up 7 miles to one of the tallest mountain ranges they have there, all for the purpose of putting the Strawhat flag at the peak of the mountain? Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Now, this plan may seem amazing, but there is one big problem. One being, I have never hiked a mountain before, but to someone who's never hiked a mountain before, it's gonna be rough. In the mountains, the weather is very unpredictable, so hopefully the weather is good to us. Now, before I even think about going to the mountains, I need to actually make the Strawhat flag because I don't have one. Now, you may be asking, why didn't I just go on Amazon and buy a flag myself? It's cheaper, better quality, and a lot easier. Now, you see, why would I do that? So I kidnapped the most artistically competent person I know. This is my girlfriend Shaylin, and she knows a lot more than I do about this stuff. So I dragged her to the craft store and got everything I needed to start creating my masterpiece. It's gonna be me up there. I bought 3 yards of fabric just because I knew I was going to mess up once. Which I actually didn't. And I cut the material I got into a rough flag shape. Here's the dimensions if you want to create this yourself. Okay, I have all the fabric laid out here. My cat Marlin seems to think this is a bed. Marlin, say hi. I quickly ironed it out and immediately encountered my first problem. I cannot draw for the life of me. So this is either gonna be the most average thing ever created or looking exactly like the Jolly Roger that Luffy put on Laboon. So I sat down and thought to myself, how could I do this? Option 1 being I could simply just print it out, but the problem with that one is it just wouldn't be big enough. Option number 2 was I could try to freehand it, which I can assure you would be the worst option. So how would I do this? Well, I figured it out pretty much immediately. So here is what I came up with. I went to Google and found a PNG of the Strawhat Jolly Roger. I went to Photoshop and split the image up into 4 segments. Then put each of the 4 segments onto their own page in Google Docs, which then I can simply print out into 4 separate pages. I then cut out each of the 4 segments and taped it together. And this was the final product. A perfectly sized stencil of the Strawhat Jolly Roger. I took a black Sharpie and outlined everything. All I really had to do now was just fix up a few things and start coloring it in, and it was done. Mom, what do you think of this so far? Do you think it'll look good at the top of the mountain there?
Absolutely not.
This was the final result. Personally, I think it came out really good, and I believe this flag is worthy of being the first ever Strawhat flag being flown at the top of this mountain. Now, since the flag is fully complete, it is time to make our way to the mountain range. So I grabbed my 3 friends. Jarrett, Jason, and Jack are going to be joining me on this trip. Thank you, Jarrett, for driving. And settled into our beautiful Airbnb, which Jason definitely seemed to like. But that night, knowing what was ahead of us, we found a local spot to eat and fueled up for the big day. Jason also seemed pretty happy about his food as well.
Pizza.
Ew. Then we headed back to the Airbnb, got a full night's rest, and tried to mentally prepare because tomorrow that flag is gonna fly.
So I just woke up and I'm sitting in the sauna right now that our house has. It's supposed to rain today, and we have to hike in the rain. This better not suck.
Now, the mountain that we were hiking is called the Whiteface Mountain, which is around a 7.5 mile hike, and supposedly there is a castle at the top of the mountain, which sounded really cool to us, so that's why we chose this mountain. So we're planning on using that castle as a checkpoint before the final stretch. So we arrived at the base of the mountain with only one goal in mind. No matter what, we are making it to the peak of that mountain. Now, the first part of the trail was very easy. It was just a simple gravel road, and the whole time I was thinking, I kind of hope the rest of the trail is like this, but that did not last long whatsoever. You can see there's a lot of boulders here. It's kind of insane. Check that out.
Check that out.
Soon the trail started getting really steep. Pretty bad.
You are oiled up right now. You are sweating.
I'm oiled up. Every step I felt like I was about to slip and just fall down all of these boulders. Now around the halfway mark of the hike, we came across this very flat surface that you could just see all the surrounding mountains, and it was beautiful. So of course we stopped for a bit and took some photos and videos and soaked it all in. But then we noticed the clouds. They were turning gray fast. Then just a few minutes later, the wind started picking up. Then came a little bit of rain. We even got so high up on this mountain, we started seeing snow. There's snow. And just as things started to feel pretty miserable, we saw the castle. We got the Strawhat flag in the back right now. We're taking it 5,000 feet up. Check out that. You can't even see how high it goes because of the clouds. We've been hiking for what, 3 hours at this point?
Yes.
3 hours?
Longer,
so
I think.
Longer, yeah. So we're almost there. We're bringing the flag to the top, baby. And yeah, I can't lie. It was a pretty cool castle. Oh. Woo! Abandoned castle. You could get food in it, which was ridiculously overpriced. There was also just a store in the castle as well. As you can see, they have some nice merch. I have this exact one. Come to the view. Come see the view. You like the view?
That view is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you're better.
Thank you. So we tried to sit in the castle and wait for the weather to clear up a tiny bit, but we knew it was not happening. So we had to make the last final push to the summit of this mountain. After 5 hours of non-stop hiking, we finally made it to the top. About 6,000 feet in the air. But yeah, we did it. 4 hours of hiking! 6,000 feet and we made it, baby! You can do anything! This isn't for the weak, only the strong!